of the king, representing the kingdom. Ambassador, a high-ranking representative sent from one country to another. For 100 years, royal ambassadors have been reaching the boys of Southern Baptist churches for missions. Beginning in 1908, the National Women's Missionary Union began promoting a boys' missionary organization. By 1915, there were 500 RA chapters. By 1935, there were 4,500 in churches. During that same time, camping became a valuable part of the Royal Ambassador experience. In 1957, RAs transferred to the Brotherhood Commission. The 60s, 70s, and 80s would see explosive growth. In 1997, RAs came to the North American Mission Board. RAs have been shaping millions of young men into ambassadors for Christ for more than a century, teaching them to go into the world and share Jesus Christ. Royal Ambassadors has a rich history, but the real stories are in the future. Our missionary ranks are filled with men who first caught the mission's vision by becoming an RA.
Always thinking about we're ambassadors for Christ and being able to take the Word of God to men and women of the world. So it always makes me think back of my early years in RAs.
The Royal Ambassadors ministry was a foundational ingredient to my developing as a minister because it really laid the groundwork for everything that I've done since then.
The wide variety of ministry that I've experienced over the last, almost 20 years of ministry now, that I think God really began laying that foundation in those RA years.
Somebody else want to finish that for us?
How many of our next generation of missionaries will come from Royal Ambassadors?
As a Royal Ambassador, I will do my best
to become a well-informed, responsible follower of Christ.
In RA meetings, we learn about missionaries, and I think it's really cool to have a Christ-like concern for all people.
I like to learn about missionaries because they tell people about Jesus and they help them and they raise money, and one day I may be able to be one.
to learn how to carry the message of Christ around the world.
I want us to make a difference for God.
We learn about missions and missionaries and what they're doing and what we can do to be part of the missions.
To work with others in sharing Christ.
My wish for boys is that they'll become a part of RAs because you get to learn about Bible stories, you get to learn about missionaries, you get to meet new friends. It's really fun.
To keep myself clean and healthy in mind and body.
Royal Ambassadors is all about creating and developing men, teaching them that part of being a man for Christ is missions. I grew up really loving the Royal Ambassadors.
As Royal Ambassadors looks back over the past 100 years, there are many accomplishments to celebrate. But Royal Ambassadors is looking forward to the boys of today who will be the leaders, missionaries, and Baptist men of tomorrow.